Alright, hey guys, and welcome to another Crossfire cast. I have a special super duper guest co-announcer with me today in the form of Loony. So,
Hey
say hello.
guys, I'm one of the reviewers from Game Replays.
Yep, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of Avro Arrow's replays he sent in to us. So, we're going to have a little check on over at him, see what's going to go down on Langresca. So, let's get this replay underway in 3, 2, 1, and go. 8, 9, and 10.
I will tune in at 41 seconds.
You're at 41 seconds?
Yeah, just give
Alright,
me a shot.
okay.
Yeah.
Alright, fair enough. So yeah, basically we've got Avro Aaron starting off over here as the Russians, and he's going up against Forrest, who's going to be playing as the Austere. So I'm going to turn the Fog of War off, because obviously we're going to try and just review this specifically for Avro, and seeing what he's going to be up to. He is getting a conscript start, nice and early, and he's going straight for this munitions point in the early, which is interesting. So if you want to press play now, I'm at 42, 43,
Okay.
44.
Yeah, I'm in sync.
Happy days. What do you think then of this, him going straight for this munitions point?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult because he sends his conscripts right to the fuel, I guess. And he should have taken at least one of the connecting points.
Yeah, I mean, it's always worth your time to just pick up those connecting points on the way, because if you have to backtrack, then you're not at the front of the action and front lines where you need to be. So now there's conscripts coming out then as well, so he's going to get all those in. But like I say, these territories that he's spending this time capping up, they're not going to be actually investing much until he gets this point. But that said, obviously now as soon as he gets this cutoff point, he does have both the fuel and munitions, so it's not a terrible idea.
Yeah,
But
no, it's not a terrible start, but if he would have sent his conscripts to cap the connection point, the manpower incoming point, he would have got some munitions before.
that's true. But then again, I mean, like, we could be completely wrong, you never know. Just because it's slightly unconventional doesn't mean it's not right. So whatever works for you guys.
Yeah, that's
So-
for sure.
Second conscript out in the field now then, so we're going to assume that we're going to see a couple of more conscripts popping out, probably see some Molotovs, but we never know what he's going to have in store. We do have the first engagement happening now then in the middle VP, so there's a machine gun which is unfortunately not in play for Forrest, and the conscripts are able to flank it and you start picking off with his grenadiers. The MG is going to... yeah, got Molotovs, nice early Molotovs then
nice.
straight after on conscript 2. He does force this, he unfortunately runs through the fire, taking a bit of damage himself. But he's able to keep this MG42 from being set up. The second conscript squad coming in now as well. So he should be able to very easily get this MG off. And as soon as he does, he's going to be able to take care of the grenadiers. So a good smart play there from Avro, doubling up those conscripts there.
It seems like a heavy conscript tactic in the beginning, but that's a good valid point, especially on this map, where you can decap enemy territory very good.
Yep, so decaps are on both sides, but the interesting point, which why I quite like Langresca, is because this middle VP actually counts as it sort of negates the cutoff points then as well. So if you're able to hold on to the main VP, then the actual cutoff points are negated. So I like that. That's quite a nifty little feature. We do see these conscripts are very low in health, but rightly so. He's keeping them out in the field, so he's still being worthwhile. There's no point in retreating him back straight away because he's still valuable out there. Now we can get rid of him. Now we can get him back because as soon as he encounters something, he'll have to retreat anyway. So he's taking the focus off from the right-hand side to go and decap the left-hand side and deny the Soviets their income. 3 conscripts out now at the moment. What's your sort of limit for conscripts? Do you sort of tend to go for tons conscripts? Do you stop at 3 or 4, or what's your magic number?
Usually I get a second engineer and only 1 to 2 conscripts and go for a sniper versus Germans.
Okay.
Because of the small size numbers of the squads, it's better to get a sniper and force him to get a vehicle so you can counter it with mines. But that's just a preference of mine. So
That's good. And what you find is, like I said, there's no real right or wrong. It's however your playstyle really suits the strategy. We do see these conscripts are getting quite a bit of a beating on to these pioneers, and the pioneers do eat a Molotov. Sticking around for a little bit too long there, going to take quite a bit of damage before he's managed to get out, but one guy's going to be able to make it home. But meanwhile, we do see these actually going for the cutoff point then of Avro. So So that's good map awareness then from Forrest, being able to take this cutoff point, deny all this territory on the right hand side. The left hand side is still connected though, so he is still benefiting from that. And the conscripts are going for an aggressive VP steal right down outside the base now of Forrest. Breathe, okay.
Till now the retreats were quite good. I like that he kept with his damaged 2 conscript squads the left upper side before retreating, because it's really important to have your forces on the field and not standing in your base.
That's right. I mean, they need to be. If they're sitting in base waiting to be reinforced, they're doing absolutely nothing for you. They are not helping out. They're not taking territory. They're not even distracting the enemy. They're just worthless, essentially. We do see his conscript very low in health now, is being pinned as well. Unfortunately, he's probably going to go down because you'll see as he retreats, he's going to have to retreat through the path of the MG42. He's sticking it out though. There you go. He's going to retreat now. Don't know if he's going to make it out. Yeah, he actually had to sort of focus fire there. So conscript very lucky. No, conscript does go down. Goes to the small arms fire of the MG42, but a brilliant Molotov.
It was a good attempt to retreat in the fire pause, but yeah, there was no way out for this.
But I mean, he sort of he stuck it out for a purpose there. He didn't stick it out for the sake of sticking it out. He knew he had his conscripts coming around to help him out. He very nearly worked out for him. Unfortunately, didn't quite make it. But there we are. This MG42 then again, same tactic. The MG42 is busy shooting at one of the conscript squads. The other is able to run on up, just chuck that Molotov on top, and he's going to just have to retreat that one out as well.
Yeah, in this attempt he should have tried to get around the corner first, to not stand in the cone of fire like the other squad did already.
Yeah, so that's the best thing, obviously. If you can select the MG42, it'll actually show you the field of fire that is available to him. If you are not in that field of fire, then you'll have to reset, and you are free from damage. I mean, the actual time it takes to change squad focuses on the MG42 isn't really that much at all. It sort of changes almost instantly. So you can keep changing in multiple targets if necessary. So if you can just avoid the field of vision in the first place, then that isn't going to work out too well for him. Unfortunately, we've got 2 of these combat engineers sitting in base at the moment. So I'm guessing he wants to go for either his tier 1 or tier 2 soon, but he's not too sure which one. But one of these guys should be out in the field at least, capping up, because they are obviously not doing anything there at all for him.
Ah, now attacking is going up.
Yep, tier 2 then. So he's going to be getting some support weapons. He's probably just going to, he probably wants it more than anything for the AT gun, just to make sure that any of these tier 2 vehicles that come out from the Ostia are going to be neutered effectively. There's a good Molotov going down there. I mean, it didn't actually land on anyone, but it displaced the troops, and when the troops are moving around, they aren't doing anything. Unfortunately, these conscripts are very, very low.
Loony guys shouldn't be there.
Yeah. Does get the Molotov. I mean, that's not worth it, though. If he loses the actual conscript squad there, very risky.
Lucky.
But then again, like he's displaced the MG42, so he's not firing on these conscripts. But the conscripts are just waiting for their Molotov to recharge, which it does. I expect to see another one going off now, and then just a quick retreat.
We did not see any tier 2 units from the Romoth out.
Oh, he loses the MG squad there. Yeah, so I'm going to have a quick look over into Forrest to see what he's actually got for. He's got 3 MGs and 3 Grenadiers, which is interesting. But as you rightly say, he's got no tier 2. But he did lose his Pioneers early. So that's probably what's hindered him. He didn't want to get his reinvest in his Pioneers again. He has actually selected his command choice to scene then, as far as on him. So he's gone for the light artillery barrage, the close stick air support, and the Jaeger upgraded rifles, which is interesting. But I mean, it's not too bad. We'll see how the Jaeger rifles pay off for him if he upgrades all his Grenadiers. But let's swatch back on over to Avro, because he is the main focus of our attention. And he's actually going to go for a mortar straight off from the tier 2 building. I mean, it's interesting, he's lost a couple of conscript squads. Ideally, I'd like to see those being replaced at some point. It doesn't mean he doesn't have to get them right away. But, I mean, conscripts late game, if they haven't got any veterancy, they're just really no good at all. They just melt in front of everyone. And as you mentioned, then... Oh, go on, I'm sorry.
The mortar isn't a bad choice, especially in Company of Heroes 2 with the true sight and the smoke to block it. But especially only dealing with 2 MGs, he should have maybe gone for a sniper. But the tier 2 choice isn't bad either. He builds a second mortar. That's what I'm not for.
Okay.
So the enemy has pretty mobile forces. He has only 2 MGs. He doesn't have a mortar of his own or packs or something which you can counter with mortars pretty well. And a sniper would have given him much more agility to move around the map.
Yeah, I mean, the mortars are actually, you know, they're really good obviously up against the support units, but the snipers would have been great against the support units and the grenadiers as well. So, like I say, I think a little bit more time to wait for the manpower to take over for the snipers might have been a wiser choice in the long run. But we'll see. I mean, you can get these really lucky mortar shots, you can get these really unlucky mortar shots. So it all just depends on the roll of the dice, really. The left-hand side, the conscript's teaming up there to push off the grenadiers, which is happy days, but his field is not connected. You'll need to get that done sooner rather than later.
Structure complete.
We do see the Grenadiers going into the building. As soon as you've seen those Grenadiers being unselectable, they lose their icon. You can see they're running in the building. Just throw a Molotov straight there and then. Ooh, sniper out. Very aggressive sniper. He's, yeah, well out of position. And as well recognized by Avro, just to force him off there on the left-hand side. But yeah,
Yeah,
like
we have
there we
much
go.
more teching going on. We have now the mechanized ammo company,
Right, okay.
but it's a pretty much a rush to this building. If you look at his fuel income, he can't afford any units of it.
Yeah.
And if you have to stick around before you can build any units, you shouldn't go for tier 2. Because those 2 mortars are nice to have, but not necessary at the moment.
Yeah, and he's really suffering in terms of map control now. I mean, if he'd replaced the conscripts, he'd been able to be out capping and everything now. But unfortunately, he's just sort of, like you say, he's effectively just, well, he's just sort of stuck himself in base with these mortars. He's going to have to just try and fight his way out with them, trying to get lucky strikes. But he doesn't have the vision to really help him out, which he really needs for those mortars. But there we go. I think we need to do a quick time check. I'm actually at 11 minutes and 15 seconds.
Ah, I was 2 seconds behind. No,
Okay. Sorry, I thought you seen the mortars coming in earlier than me. But a great Molotov going down there from the conscripts. Those guys are so low.
oh yeah.
Oh, he is going to manage to get out. No, with 2 guys left. Sniper picking up a couple of kills there as well. But I mean,
Ah, the conscripts got caught.
Troops have been
that's sad. And now he's going to replace it with an MG. I don't really agree with this. Like I say, I mean, it's okay to have your own MG, but he's not really advancing much without the presence of the conscripts. He needs the conscripts as the frontal force, the things to give him some vision. You know, he needs the bodies to sacrifice really to be on the front lines, which he just doesn't really have with this this build at the moment. Okay, so brief lull in the combat as these mortars are trying to find some targets. You find that the focuses shift then from the right hand side initially to the left hand side for Avro. And Avro's actually just picked his commander choice now. He's gone for, this is an interesting one, you don't really see this one too often. This is one of the infantry ones. So it's given him the artillery barrage. He's also got the rapid conscription. He's able to repair things with his conscripts, hit the dirt, and PPSH. I mean, because he'd spent, ooh, mortar strike nearly taken out that grenadier that was capping up on the right hand side. But because he lost so many conscripts earlier on, he didn't actually replace them. The PPSHs and hit the dirt, it's not going to really help him out that much, especially because he doesn't have any veterancy for the conscripts either.
Yeah,
But
that's a valid point. He built one now, so he has 2 again.
yeah,
But yeah, you should have at least 3 if you want to focus on infantry tactics.
this MG just running straight into the face of the sniper, forcing him off there. And he's going to be able to get some firing shots off. No, unfortunately he's relocating. He actually had the chance to shoot at the grenadiers, but he's relocated. But he's going to have to eat the rifle made for his decision. Some infantry going down. I didn't actually see that. Oh, there's the pioneers, I think, on the left-hand side.
But we still do not have any tier 2 or tier 3 units from the German player.
This is weird. He must have enough fuel by now. I'm going to switch quickly over to Forrest to see what is going on. No, he's got tier 2 and he's got a flamer half-track on the right-hand side, but it's not doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, he could be utilizing that a lot better right now. He could just send that into his base effectively. I mean, he doesn't have any anti-tank whatsoever. So, maybe a little bit too reserved there from Forrest. But there we are.
On the other side, the Soviet player isn't really prepared for any vehicle, but he should by now. He shouldn't get a second MG. You almost have to watch out for tier 3 or tier 4 by now.
This is the thinking of the meta game. It's nearly 15 minutes into the game. There's got to be some vehicles soon. You know, the field will have ticked over enough for all this tech to have happened by now. So what do I do in preparation for this? I mean, he hasn't even got 18H ready. He is building it now. But these conscripts are going to have to get out of there and eat a ton of damage in the meantime. The mortars will very quickly have to retreat as well. You know, the Maxims, if he decided to do a base rush, the Maxims might do some damage against the half track, but he's going to really suffer. Now would be kind of a good time to actually hit rapid conscription. You know, if you just sort of send some more troops up against the flame half track, the mortars are inevitably going to be susceptible to it as well. Oof, lucky conscript getting out of there. Sexual rapid conscription. Oh, one of those more strikes actually does a ton of damage looking at half track. Another one does as well. Actually pounding away on this thing. This goes down. I'm going to take the bubble war off real quick just to sort of double check to see if this actually goes down. I think he's going to be out of range of the barrages now. That was interesting. Did not
yeah, but
expect
you
that much
should
damage
never
there.
count onto this. So.
Yeah. So there you are, guys. Mortars are the best counters to half tracks now.
What do you need?
Okay, so what sort of what does Avro need now? What does he need to do, and what does he need to build now?
He should have prepared already for any vehicle. He could build an assault gun from tier 3, which counters the half track in no time, and has a nice little barrage.
Yep, and I was about to say the barrage is fantastic against his troops. I mean, Panzer Grenadiers would be completely worthless against it, as you can see he's got in the middle there as well. All of these MGs would be countered by as well, so that's a really good shout.
Yeah, if he knew he was going to build the mechanized armor, he didn't need the mortars, so he could already skip it and get one of the assault guns or Katyushas out. But I recommend the assault gun if you don't know if your enemy has any vehicles.
And the best thing about those assault guns, they're dirt cheap as well. I mean, 160 manpower, 55 fuel. The fuel is quite expensive, but the manpower is so dirt cheap you don't mind losing it. Maxim on the left-hand side, unfortunately, was sent too far forward and has been caught by a Grenadier squad, but he did pick up a nice squad kill on the Grenadiers initially anyway. Oorah coming in and is going to hit the dirt to follow extremely after, but he doesn't manage to get it off. He is actually going to be stuck there. And again, on the right-hand side, right outside of his base, these conscripts are going to have to retreat pretty soon. Yep, the Panzer Grenadier is going to push him off. He didn't use hit the dirt again there, so I feel that hit the dirt in both those situations, he could have been a very different engagement. But the mortar's now answering the Panzer Grenadiers knocking on the door. And they're getting a nice few couple of kills there as well. So he has got Bouncy 1 on one of the mortars, which gives him precision strike, which is so good. I mean, do you use precision strike much?
No, not really, but it's okay.
It's 30 munitions and it's a guaranteed strike on that location. So if you've got an MG42 set up in the middle somewhere and you know exactly where it is, you just drop that precision strike, and you know it's like a calling ability without any flares. You know, the opponent has no idea it's coming. So it's really good for decoying support weapons if necessary.
I'm starving on munitions any game I play because I love to spam mines, especially on roads like long grass headed.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things we haven't seen that much in the Income Heroes 2 just yet. I guess it's because the German mines aren't quite as good, should we say, then as the Soviets, or as versatile as the Soviets. So you very rarely see any minesweepers on this game. But this Maxim is going up against some Jaeger upgraded rifles on the Grenadiers. The Jaeger rifles are really good at long range, not so good right up close. There we go. I mean, he's gone for an SU-85 now. The SU-85 is a preventative measure against any future armor that will come out. But right now, it's not really that good. I mean, he hasn't got much to shoot at in terms of other vehicles, so...
Yeah, the enemy already has a pack.
Yep.
He knew it. He should have heard it when he tried to cap the bottom victory point. It was already firing. So, yeah.
And like I said, well, I mean, if he had this, if he had the SU-76 out, he could barrage away that packet as well, quite handily out of the range of it as well. But there we go. I mean, we can't change the past, unfortunately. We can only adjust for the future. This sniper has got 7 kills. I mean, not that many kills, but he's been doing good job of being annoying. There you go. He's actually retreating out now. The mortar's coming in. The mortar's going to take out the pack gun as well. The SU-85 is coming out to try and help out the conscripts on the left-hand side, who are pinned by this MG42. The MG42 is very close to going down now, as he is sat in flames. Probably will go down. Again, he's been suppressed. When you have hit the dirt, you should almost never be suppressed. It's just one of the abilities that you really need to learn to use. It's really good when you're trying to flank MG42s. You need to do it before you get suppressed, though. That's the key to it. If you can do that, then you're going to be pin free.
It helps you to stay and open up a flank, and it helps you to fight it one-on-one. So it's never a bad choice to hit it.
Exactly. I mean, now that it has been nerfed slightly, I mean, it's still good. It's still yellow cover for free. It takes no time to hit the dirt at all. Obviously, you do have the waiting time to actually get back up again, but that's not the point. The point is it prevents you from being suppressed and it gives you additional cover. Use it. So, I mean, these Maxims he's got out. He's got 2 Maxims, and he's recovered an MG42 as well now. So now that he's got quite decent infantry prevention on the map, he's going to be able to hold a lot of these points a lot easier. There's going to be no cheeky capping coming around.
He likes to use the MGs, but I don't recommend to use it that offensive.
Wow, yeah. That was something else. I mean, I guess he was just trying to cap the point and try and take care of him, but that's not how you use MGs, as you rightly say there.
If you move your MGs around the field, you should probably use it with attack move if you don't want to babysit them all the time. Because if you use them with attack move, they set up as soon as they see an enemy.
That's
and
right.
then walk up to them.
And if you guys don't know what attack move is, it's basically it's this button up here. I'll see it right now. This button here, if you click this when you're actually selecting location on the map, then as it says, if you encounters any enemies, you will set up right away in the field of vision. Because it's nothing more frustrating than having your MG sat there, which isn't deployed, and it's just being attacked by anything and just getting taken care of very handily. So this S85, again, he's got nothing to shoot at, he's got no friends to play with, and we're seeing quite a bit of a float now out of Avro. This is one of the downsides of having this doctrine. I mean, there's no late call-ins or anything like that, there's nothing big you can really wait for. He's getting a pack gun, and this is really dumb. He's got the only counter he needs to vehicles right now in terms of this S85. He's also got the barrages coming out of the mortars. He doesn't need the barrage from the AT gun. It's just a misreading, I think, then.
Yeah, Avro did like skipping the meta game and advancing really early to the early-late game with the SU-85.
Yeah.
But he should have gone for just the SU-76, 76, and something like elite infantry or heavy tanks.
Yeah. I mean, like I say, I mean, he's kind of like skipped the mid-game altogether. He's gone from early straight into late. The Packen, you know, the SU-85 is going to be good late game. It's alright getting it out nice and early, but not when it's got no vehicles whatsoever to shoot at. I mean, did that half-track actually go down? Has he still got the half-track? He's still actually got the half-track. That half-track's hit on only 8 kills, so that's a real waste of munitions from Forrest for actually upgrading that. But we do see he's actually getting some vehicles out now anyway. He's getting out 2 P4s straight away. So now the S-85 is going to have some fun to play with, some friends to play with. The pack gun is now looking like a bit more of a an intelligent selection, but it was, you know, it wasn't necessary at the point now. Now that the P4 has been revealed, you can send the S-85 over there and start being a nuisance for him. But like I say, I mean, there's still floating a ton. There's still so much you can actually get out of the field. You can even backdeck to tier 3 and get out of T70, because that will wipe up all the squads that you need to, give you that mobility that the SU-85 denies you. Yeah, there's plenty you could be going for.
If you can afford to get tier 3 and tier 4, you should go for it. Because it's just the SU-85 is, like you said, not that mobile. It can be circle strafe.
SU-85 is getting some decent shots off on this half-track, and the half-track probably will go down if he does have the vision, which he does, but he does not quite angled correctly. Now he's got it, now he's able to push it off. But yeah, I mean, some people sort of think, alright, okay, I can only go tier 1 or tier 2, and then I can only go tier 3 or tier 4. Well, not really. You can really, you know, build as many buildings as you like. The more buildings you have, the more prepared you are for any situation. We do see a flank going down on the AT gun on the left-hand side, and the S-85 is currently kind of busy with this P4.
You should have always have a conscript with your AT gun, especially in the late game, so you can't get circle strafe.
I mean, the
just destroy their engine.
The 18-8 is obviously vital in terms of hindering the movement of the P4, but then also the concept of having about to actually recruit the pack as well is just as vital. So the conscripts actually managed to take out on the right-hand side whilst this engagement was going on. They actually managed to take out a squad over there. The S-85 is coming in now. The S-85 will clear this P4 out in no time. There you go. One shot, one alarm is able to penetrate and put him out of his misery.
Second pack is coming out. I don't know if he didn't run to recruit, just have a second run out to be more safe. But I don't think he needs one.
No, I mean, like you say, I mean, it's much easier if you just recruit his old one. The S-85 is still in the field. One of those P4s is definitely down. Did the other one make it out? I'm pretty sure the other one made it out fine. Yeah, the other one's alright, about half HP. He's getting another one out at the moment, though. But, like you say, I mean, he's still investing heavily into preventing any vehicle play, and the vehicle play isn't really doing much for the Austin. Oh yeah, a lot of flares going down, and a lot of support units about that. He doesn't want to use the veteran seat, that's the main thing. It doesn't matter if he has to recruit. There's the close air support, I believe, is it? Going down. One more is the crew. He's out of it. Another a bundle rigger on top of the other more crew as well. The other more is going to be able to survive and get out. Where is he? Yes, he is. Sniper on SU-85 actually on the left-hand side. So, oh, the sniper actually just goes down the SU-85 there. Never use your sniper as a capping unit. You should never do that. This Maxim's hanging about a little bit too long. He's not going to be able to get out of here, I feel. Nope, he's picked away quite easily. He should have retreated that rather than trying to relocate it. Whenever you've been flanked with an MG, if you can't get, if you can't sort of adjust in the first sort of few seconds, you're not going to have enough time. You're just going to have to get on out of there. But two SU-85s now, there's going to be no room for P4s in this battlefield right now, especially if this one goes down. The other P5 is going to get shreked up, so he's going to have, excuse me, they're SU-85, let's say P4, I'm sure I said there. And there's a good circle strafe coming down now as well from Forrest on this middle SU-85. So you can see he's a little bit stuck. He's got quite a lot of terrain actually blocking his movement. And unfortunately he's definitely going to go down because he's trying to get out. He's going to show his rear armor, destroyed engine, one more shot from this P4 and he's toast. And the other SU-85 who got his damaged engine, he's not going to be able to help, unfortunately. There's an 18-8 now down on this P4. If he can just maneuver the P4 out and around, pushes, he's out of the line of sight. So this following this SU-85 is trying to get to him, won't be able to do it.
In this situation, if you seem to get circle strafed by another tank, you should definitely get out in the first place, or just try to face the front armor and stand still.
Yeah,
but you shouldn't try to back out after you got already 3 or 4 shots.
Exactly. I mean, you always, if you ever do need to try and get out, rather than trying to just you know, going straight head on and out, always try and reverse out. If you're showing your frontal arm, you're going to be taking less damage than you are if you're just going to show your tail. And the reverse speed on the SU-85 is pretty decent actually. I mean, it's quite a speedy reverse. And that's the best way of luring P4s in, because if you go in a head-on-head battle with the P4, you'll win all day with the SU-85. But if you're flanked, then you're kind of in a really tricky situation. You can reverse strafe out of it and get a few shots off before you go down. But like I say, it's sad times. Big infantry excursion coming into the middle around the mid VP now. Now's an ideal time to use incendiary artillery barrage. He hasn't used it much at all yet, so as soon as the MG42 sets up, as soon as these troops get a bit stationary, I would not hesitate in throwing those flares down just to discourage them from advancing anymore. So there you are, now it's a bit of a they're all bundled up there, and he had the vision but unfortunately doesn't use it. No worries though, the mortar should be
your mortar shells somewhere else. It's the third mortar already. One has been recruited, 2 are alive.
Ah, so he hasn't actually recruited, he's just bought another one.
Yep.
Okay, that's a very big point then, because, and this stems as well from not replacing the conscripts. If he had more conscripts in the field, then he wouldn't be as so short to actually recruit these weapons. But recruiting is always a lot cheaper than buying a new one. Always recruit if you can, and because it's your own investment, it's your own money you're getting back. Conscript sticking around a little bit too long, but a good barrage coming in from this AT gun should finish off with the addition of the... no, he's actually going to be able to get out of there. Alright, meanwhile on the bottom left hand side there's an MG42 which is in no position to be fighting this. So yep, gets him out. The S-85
in the prior engagement with the 2 conscripts, he could have hit the dirt again, because he didn't, and he should have run with it.
Yeah, I mean, he came in with majority of, he had the troop advantage, the lead in numbers, but yeah, he didn't quite pull that one off. There was a good Molotov going in, but like I say, if you just hit the dirt before the Molotov, then he's got time to, he's going to negate the suppression anyways. Now this P4 has been caught by two Su-85s, they will eventually nab him, but keeping your Su-85s together like this is not really, that good, because like I said, they have such a low turn radius, such a low field of fire as well. Need to be separate. Now they are separate. This one's going to be able to pick them up on his way home. If he's chasing, he should be chasing. Oh, another P4 coming out, but the P4 is not going to be doing anything. It's just S5. The S5 finishes off with the P4s. The other one's going to have to limp on out of here. You know, for Forrest, what I'd like to say is that, you know, the AT gun that you did have, I'm not sure if it's still out in the field or not, but your AT gun is much better than trying to spam P4s against S-85s.
He got some Panzer Shreks now, which work wonders against Su-85s.
Great, yeah, that's great news, because the S-85s do very little damage. You do see the incendiary barrage going around in base now against the MT-42 and Pioneers, so that's going to hurt him, and any troops are retreating back into his base. Being on the right hand side as well, on the top BPs, two conscripts take down a veteran seat up Grenadier squad. S-85 was just hunting for transport, and he does get the transport down. So quite a few big losses there from Forrest. The S-85 is now, was Vet MC2 before he gets shot from those upgraded Panzer Grenadiers. Now this S-85 is really lost. He needs to get him out of that base, because there's no vehicles to shoot at.
That's for sure.
He'll
You
shoot
should
all day
head
at the infantry,
just to the mid and be safe.
But there you go, he's going to slowly back out now. I mean, he did get the incendiary barrage off, happy days, but didn't do a huge amount really for him.
The pack gun is still not recruit. We had it, he just drove by.
On the left hand side, that's a bit sad. I mean, honestly, like I say, the glorious thing about conscripts is that they're so cheap. You can recrew any weapon for 60 manpower. That's the cost of actually. That's the amount of. That's the amount it'll cost you in terms of conscripts to actually recruit it. Do it every time. Do it for your enemies, things. Even if you don't need a pack gun, if you can't destroy it, go and pick it up and deny it for your opponent. Like it's just a frustrating thing for them then.
That's another valid point. Near the sniper, the German AT gun is still alive, the pack gun. He should either barrage them with his mortars, or just to try to destroy him with the Su-85.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Su-85 did pick up one sniper earlier on, but it is being backed up by these Panzer Grenadiers who've hit Vinci 3. Now they're going to be a real pain in the arse to deal with. Charging in again with these conscripts. If you'd used it to dirt, you might not have been jibbed by these. Oh, Shreks, he's going to be able to get out by. No, he's not. He's going down. It's another prey for 24 kills in this Panzer Grenadier squad, so he's having a good day.
Waiting for your command.
That's for sure. At which time you are?
What do you need?
I'm at 32-25. Are you ahead or are you on sync?
Now I'm sync with you.
Happy days.
Well done,
So a brief lull in the combat. This is the time where you need to be capping up, and where the mortars, you know, like I say, he's hindered himself a little bit by having two mortars out in the field early on. And if he had conscripts out, he'd be able to go and capitalize and just deny all of these, all of this area. The lucky mortar strike does get a whiff on the sniper, not able to finish him off. So yeah, I mean, what else would you like to see in addition to his army? He is actually just getting another conscript squad out now, so I am pleased to see that. But what would you sort of go for in terms of Avro's composition now?
As soon as I saw the P4s, I thought about a pack. It was definitely the right choice to get one. Maybe a good choice to get a second one, but I don't recommend it if you're going to build at least two Su-85s anyway. But he should have backtagged, in my opinion, to a sniper. A sniper is really, really important versus German players, especially if they focus not on light vehicles but on infantry. Those Molotovs are nice and hit the dirt, but tier 2 Panzer Grants can just withstand them.
Yeah, and you just see he just stuck it out way too long to try and throw the Molotov off from the Panzer Grenadiers. He does get some lucky late kills on the Panzer Grenadiers from the flames, but losing a squad like that so early, so quickly is just a bit disheartening. And as you're saying about snipers, I mean, they do such great damage against the Panzer Grenadiers in terms of manpower drain. They're 45 manpower to reinforce each. And if you have 2 snipers together, in 2 volleys you can wipe out a squad. So if your opponent doesn't react in time, you will suffer greatly for it. We do see he's actually now recovering one of the MG42s. He does have 2 MGs now in his possession.
Soldiers ready.
And he's going to cap up with these units again. That's good. Rather than just retreating these guys, these 3-man conscripts straight back, because you can't actually recruit anything with them, he's just going to go and use them to cap up, which, like I say, is happy days.
Yeah, the G gun of the MG42, the capped one, and the base is standing there for quite a while now.
Right.
He should have gotten it to his mortars, and the mortars shouldn't be that close to the front line as well.
That's true. When they're unsupported like that, they're very vulnerable. Unless you recruit them with shock troops, in which case they're awesome, but we don't see that very often.
On the right hand side there's a little engagement.
Wow.
But, the MG, oh.
I think the S-85 actually...
full house?
Yeah, he must have actually destroyed the MG, I think, with the S-85,
Okay.
Which killed the squad instantly.
I just recommended to get a level 3 conscripts in the fight as well, but okay. The MG is down. Doesn't matter.
Panzer, okay, on the left-hand side, this MG is going to go down very quickly to the sniper and Panzer Grenadiers a combination. On the right-hand side, he's got these Vet 3 Panzer Grenadiers hunting for one of the S-85s. They're not going to be able to find them, but he does find these conscript squads. So this conscript squad could go down as well. If he gets this conscript squad down, then I really fear for the longevity of Avro. No, they're both going to mutually retreat, and happy days. He does lose one of his Panzerschrecks on his run home.
Workers of the
Okay, so I mean now, like, because he didn't get these conscripts early, because he's getting them in such a late stage, there's very little chance of him getting... Oh, on the left-hand side, I actually missed that, or just got the very end of it. He actually used the Incendiary Barrage against the sniper and did manage to pick him off, so good job on that one. But as I was saying about the conscripts, if he had them out earlier, he'd have Veterancy on them, and with Veterancy 2 and Veterancy 3, they're going to be a lot tougher for these Panzer Grenadiers to deal with, especially with the PPSHs. But that said, at least he's got the presence of mind to actually start spamming them and start to recruit some of the job support weapons that are lying around. As soon as I say that though, on the left-hand side, he stayed way too long to try and get the Molotov off. It's not worth it. It's not worth losing a squad just to try and get a Molotov off. And he's gonna run
Especially if the enemy is already trying to close into your squad. He won't stay in cover or in the burn damage, so it doesn't matter if you Molotov them.
We are bleeding, comrade!
Okay, and again, you know, just using Hit the Dirt now, just giving him the yellow cover advantage, you wouldn't be eating as much death just trying to run in just to throw off the Molotov. You can throw the Molotov off when you're actually in cover, in Hit the Dirt, excuse me. There we go, the Molotov does go off, he does catch a bit of damage on them, forcing the retreat. These mortars sticking together very closely are... He shouldn't be doing this. I mean, if you think about it, one simple artillery strike or one call-in will decimate 2 squads in one go, so you want to keep them separate if you can. Preferably sort of about a screen width apart. Okay.
Maybe he's trying to fight with the support crews of the mortar, because they come in 6-man squads.
That's true, and as soon as they get Benji again, they're actually affected. The actual guys who aren't carrying the mortar, the ones who are just sort of standing around, part of the mortar crew, they do a decent amount of damage. So don't be sort of, especially as a Soviet player, I wouldn't recommend it as a German player so much. But the mortar squads, yeah, they do dish out a fair amount of infantry damage, excuse me. Okay, again, these conscripts are way too low health to be trying to challenge this point. They don't want to be throwing a Molotov in there, they just need to get on out. Sniper now chiming in as well. Oh no, sorry, not sniper, that's the Jaeger upgraded. Yep, down he goes. This is you need to keep these units alive, that's so vital. If you keep them alive, you get the Baroncy. If you get the Baroncy, they're going to stay alive for you anyway. So it's all about preservation. I think that's the one of the key lessons for Avro in this replay. Another thing, though,
nice blocking with the Su-85.
Yeah, I was about to say that's. I think he's going for the run, the rush for the run over there as well. But that's always effective to do it with an S-85 does work. Now here's a good little play from Forrest. He kept these P4s back, and now he's using them together in tandem to actually flank and outmaneuver this. One S-85 will go down very quickly. Or will he? Now he's only shooting the frontal armor. One of the P4s goes down. That's unfortunate. The other one's stuck about a little bit too long. So he had the flank very well, but he didn't follow through. He needed to get right on through with the back armor of the S-85. That bundle nade isn't going to do anything, unfortunately, against tanks. And this P4 has now stayed way too long, trying to get the kill off. To give you a chance with S35, but a pack gun, a very forward pack gun. If you can turn this in time, ooh, the P4 does go down. Really needs one more shot against the S35 to finish this guy off as well.
Maybe he escapes, but he should have, at the beginning of the engagement, just dropped his incendiary artillery barrage on the pack, just to go safe.
He had the munitions, had it available, and that would have really helped him. So that's quite a bit of a turnaround there from Forrest. He managed to really dish out quite a bit of damage there from those P4s, nullifying their S85s. And now that he's got no packs, he's building another S35, but now he hasn't recruited any packs. He's now anti-tankless for the immediate time being. So, well played there by Forrest. The only trouble for Forrest now is that because he's okay, he's dropping the incendiary barrage in the middle on Panzer Grenadiers. Panzer Grenadiers are forced to retreat. Okay, it's not too bad, but I mean, he's going to get no damage for 120 munitions, so it's not really cool. And I completely forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, so what I was saying. So, they're in trouble for Forrest now because he's been so far behind in terms of VPs for such a long time, and he's still bleeding. Even though he's doing a good job of getting back into this fight, he'd have to be winning for a long time, and he'd have to keep his advantage for such a long time, which I don't feel he's going to be able to do. But there we are. I mean, in terms of Avro, I think underutilizing the rapid conscription. Rapid conscription is pretty badass. It doesn't give you penal towns anymore. It does give you just conscripts. But if you've got enough conscripts out in the field, if you've got enough infantry that's taking damage, and especially against a Flamer half track, it's awesome because the Flamer half track just tears through your units and you just get them back for free anyway. So always think about using that in bad situations. Hit the dirt. If you're going to go this doctrine, use hit the dirt. It's very, very good, very useful for denying MZ play and keeping you guys alive.
Now only the conscript assault package has been used to get those submachine guns, but you should get more out of your doctrine, not only one of the abilities.
Yeah, and the only two abilities we've seen actually is the artillery barrage and the actual PPSHs. We haven't even seen them use the conscript repair, but his S85s haven't, well, unless they've gone down instantly, they haven't really been that damaged and lying about that much. So, I mean, if you had more lighter vehicles out in the field, then the conscript repair pack would be more useful, especially things like if you had like T-70s out, it'd be quick to repair, easy to repair. Even the SU-76, if you had that guy out, you'd be able to keep that alive and get that to a high battery with his conscripts repairing it.
Oh, huge grenade on the right hand side.
Yeah, just
but
catching that.
Like you said, it's you need the conscripts and you need to keep them alive, and you need to keep them alive from the beginning on. And only if you have those conscripts and have those durable conscripts, you can use all the abilities this doctrine offers. If you only are going to use 2 conscript squads, you don't need this doctrine.
I actually kept watching these conscripts on the right hand side. It might go down. I'm not too sure if they did, but he just walked into his own flames. Do know, guys, your flames do friendly fire, and you will start losing troops to them. But again, I mean, he's got a triple cap now and very low VPs for Forrest. I feel if this game were to continue, let's have a quick little look at Forrest's army. Yeah, Forrest has a considerable army. He's got 4 Panzer Grenadier squads, pack gun, P4, and a Grenadier squad. So, I mean, he could have done quite well if he'd had a bit of better control of the VPs. But, hats off to Avro. He's done his job. There you are. Play back over for me.
Yep.
But he done his job. He did what he needed to do. He hung up with it. But I don't know how many conscript squads he built and lost. But if you'd built them early on, like that Vet 3 squad one, he lasted all game for you, simply because, not because he spent any special attention to him, just because he had the bonuses, the bonus armor and the bonus damage and things. So doing that early would have helped you out a lot. Su-85 play, Su-85s are great versus vehicles, but getting it so early when there was no vehicles on the field, I think that Loony is right to get the Su-76. It would have been a lot more versatile, a lot more helpful against all the bundles of troops as well. But there we are. What's your thoughts on the replay then, Loony?
That's a valid point. The replay was good. The play was quite good as well. But the attacking choices are doubtable. So if you are going to play heavy on infantry, you should back your infantry up with support weapons and not rush for an Su-85. Especially if your opponent doesn't capitalize on his fuel. But
That's right. Yeah, I think, like I say, I mean, you skipped the middle tier altogether. There's no middle to the game. There's the beginning and there's the like final stage. If you'd have even back tech into tier 3 after you got the initial SU-85 would have been fine. Like I say, it just gives you that option, those options. If you'd had the half track out in the field, you'd been able to be reinforcing all your conscripts, which would have been great for picking up all of those support weapons, and you'd have had a huge army out in the field as well. Rapid conscription use would have helped then as well with it, and you can actually start to kill your own troops, which is not a bug, it's not an exploit, it's just using the ability to the advantage. But if you have the half track near your conscripts, you can be able to kill your conscripts and get fresh squads for free. Tons of stuff. Is that you lighting up there, Loony, is it?
yeah, but the only two really hard points I have to criticize is that he stayed too long in the fights with his conscripts, like you said already, and that he got 3 mortars. I don't know why.
Yeah, that was quite excessive. And they were quite early as well. Like I said, the sniper play would have been great, but he did get some good veterancy. He did get a decent amount of kills on both the on all the moys he actually had out. But yeah, recrewing your things as well. Definitely make sure you recrew them as soon as you can. But I think that's really about it for this replay. Anything else you'd like to add at all, Loony?
Nope, I'm fine.
Cool. Well, be sure to check out both companyheroes.org and co2.org while you're floating about the internet, and show your appreciation to all us cool guys who spend our time helping you out. Anyway, thanks for watching. I've been Crossfire.
Thanks.
And yeah, I was waiting for you to say I'm Loony. We haven't got the synergy yet. This is our first cast together, but hopefully we'll work something out soon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all soon.